Hello once again, everyone, and welcome to Cruisnick Sanctuary. I'm your host, Cruisnick X, and once again, we're back in Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. It is time to take on the Save the Queen content, and apparently this is the final chapter of the Save the Queen storyline. So let's recap. We defeated Misija and Delubrum Regine, a few, yonks ago. But it's looking like the Garleans are going to take the fight to us, or us to them, so I don't know. It's time to get this shit done. Let's talk to Marsak and get on with it with the level 80 quest, A New Playing Field. Blade Valentine, we have at last determined the whereabouts of the 4th Legion's remaining installation here in Borgia. Our scouts reported sightings of their forces rallying at Zadnor to the north, which seems to indicate that Castrum Lacus Litori has been abandoned. We deployed our vanguard to advance on the enemy stronghold, but the way is barred by a fleet of warships. Now that Queen Gunhilda is no longer poses a threat, Bashaljan intends to deploy the troops previously held in reserve. We will be joining them in Zadnor shortly. Our first port of call is Cat Ambradelans. When you are ready, Sherjos will escort you there. Alright. Jeez, why do you fuckers always feel the need to crowd around the NPC? God damn it. I've been expecting you, Blade Valentine. If your preparations are complete, let us depart for Camp Brelden. The Delnis. Zadnor, now accessible. You now have access to Zadnor. Like the Bolgian Southern Front, Zadnor can be explored in parties of up to 8 players or solo. To embark on your journey to Zadnor, speak with Sergios Agangos. Please be advised that all excursions to Zadnor are item level synced. Gear exceeding an item level of 430 will be adjusted. Yo, what is that? What is that gunblade? Ugh, Diamond Zeta. Let's get in here. Here we go! Ah, we're back to this music. Welcome to Zadnor. Damn. And here we are, ladies and gents, where the final chapter of the story, the final chapter of Save the Queen starts here. And there's Bashaljan. Really wish they... Oh shit, where's my mouse? Damn it, I can't find my mouse. This is not gonna end well. I need to move some stuff. Namely, this. And maybe... Oh, no, I didn't want to cast that. What, I can't move it? That's some bullshit. Oh, well. Alright, let's speak with Baj. thank you for coming. I understand this is your first time in Zadnor, yes? Even before the 4th Legion relocated here from Castrum Lacus Leitor. It was hardly the most hospitable of places. To see it now, one can scarcely believe it was once a rich and fertile land. Sadly, it was not spared the ravages of the 4th Umbral Calamity. In the wake of the disaster, this plateau became rich in earth-expected crystals. Miners were keen to seize the opportunity, and they quickly exhausted the supply of this valuable resource. As the settlers had no other reason to continue living in such harsh environs, the region eventually became uninhabited. Until the imperials decided to establish an outpost here. That is, just when we thought ourselves prepared for their next assault, they ushered in a fleet of ships from Dalmasca led by the Darialda. It has yet to move since dropping anchor. There is no denying the strategical advantage of their present location, but we are not yet convinced if it is fit to serve as a new base of operations. Regardless, rather than speculate over the Imperial schemes, we must take decisive action. Now is the time to deliver the final blow to the 4th Legion. If we are to succeed, we will first need to deal with the warships stymieing our attempts to advance. Well, it's a good thing you have us to help with that. See those floating rock formations? One might think them a result of the 4th Umbral Calamity, but they were actually caused by the Bozja incident. When Dalamud struck the Citadel, vast quantities of energy permeated the site, likely carried to every corner of Bozja via ether currents. Certain regions were affected more severely than others, and, well, the results are self-explanatory. Thankfully, we've managed to tap into that energy to erect a barrier to protect from aerial strikes, much like Seiriu's wall. Bring it on, bitches! You're gonna lose! Haha, bitches! Though we may not want to tempt fate. As you can see, the barrier only extends to the boundaries of this encampment, but it should keep us safe for the time being. Words can ill express my gratitude to Sid for all he has done for us. I can't take all the credit. It wouldn't have been possible without the equipment supplied to us by the Dalmascan Resistance. What's more, the idea to use the land's residual energy came from Lilja, one of my newest engineers. So you see, it was a collaborative effort. But as you said, the barrier can only cover so much ground. If the Dalriada decides to do more than loom ominously in the distance, our troops on the front line won't stand a chance. If it were only a matter of combating their fleet with one of our own. As things stand, the Eastern Alliance is in no position to lend us any of their ships, and the Bozjans have next to none in the first place. We may not have a fleet, but we do have an abundance of residual ether at our disposal. If only there was someone who could help us. Perhaps a world-class engineer and a master of innovation or some such. And pray tell, Where might we find one of those? Everyone's looking at you, dude. So either you step up or we call Nero. Yes, point taken. After all, I can't have newcomers like you stealing my thunder. I'll see if I can turn that idea of yours into a workable solution. We would be lost without the aid of Garland Ironworks in the Eastern Alliance. Their goodwill must be repaid with not less than victory. Alright, do the same rules apply here? Looks like it. Oh. Alright, Lilja.
Now that you're here, we have a favor to ask of you. I volunteered to do it myself, but a certain someone insisted I stay put.
Your enthusiasm is appreciated, but I'd rather go myself than put any of my workers in harm's way. Besides, this is no job for an engineer. Long story short, the resistance means to advance on the enemy's position, and to do that, they'll need protection. We aim to erect additional barriers at each outpost they establish along the route to the 4th Legion's base of operations. The trouble is, the residual ether alone may not be enough, so we plan to divert the currents further afield.
Although the theory is sound enough, we haven't had a chance to put it into practice.
This is where we were hoping you might be able to help. We need you to take this prototype device and activate it at a specific location. And that location would be in the middle of the battlefield, correct? Why, however did you guess? As before, you need only set the device in place and we can handle the rest.
While the technology involved differs somewhat, in terms of what you actually have to do, it is more or less the same as the task you performed on the southern front. Think of it as redirecting the streams of ether with a dam. And to that purpose, allow me to introduce our newly patented Defluxion Ether Manipulator, or DAM for short.
It looks the same as the other one. Yes, well, questionable naming aside, I can vouch for its workmanship. All that remains is to put it through its paces.
Though I am loath to ask you to bear this burden, our greatest chance of success lies with you.
Leave it to me, as always.
While you make your preparations, we shall attempt to locate a suitable current.
As for me, I'd best get back to the workshop. I'll see if there's aught that can be done about the Dalriada. What the heck is going on? Care to fill me in? If you have finished your discussion, might I suggest also speaking with our Secretariat? He has a wealth of information concerning Zadnor, which I am sure you will serve you well. Okay. Alright. Mikoto?
Once you set foot beyond the Ironworks barrier, you will face not only Imperial troops, but aerial assaults. Until we find a way to contend with their warships, I beg of you, be careful.
New entries have been added to the field record under collection in the duty section on the main menu. The next quest can be accepted by speaking with Mikoto after reaching resistance rank 16 or higher. Son of a gun! Which means, once again, I should have been farming this entire time. I'm only at resistance rank 10. Son of a gun. Alright, we might as well... Damn it, I was hoping... We don't get any metal out of these things, do we? Let's see. Nope, nothing. It sucks because I am enjoying this storyline. Oh well, I'm just gonna have to suck it up and farm this weekend. Get my resistance rank up to the max and see what happens. Anyway, with that being said, yeah, that's it for this episode of Cruising Sanctuary. If you're watching on Twitch, stay tuned. If you're watching on YouTube and you like this video, click the like button below and leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel by clicking here and click the bell icon for notifications. Click here to watch more. Click here to watch the previous episode, and click here to watch the next one.